FOMO the Gathering strikes again. We have Mana Vault to talk about from the Fallout Secret Lair, which came from the most recent Secret Lair Superdrop, which sold out. We're going to talk about all of it, how we got to where we are now. I'm also going to talk about how I feel about the current Mana Crypt price, or excuse me, the Mana Vault price. Great card, but the people that have pulled these, I've seen some listings sell for as high as 1,000. I know TCG Player right now has listings for around 1,500. We're going to talk about all of it, and I'm going to talk about exactly how I feel about the price of this card. No need for a super long video. We're going to get right to it. Deepest gratitude to our esteemed patrons that allow us to do this channel full time. We love you so much. We love you, 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 love you a million infinity. All right. Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake and welcome to another episode of Jake and Joel Magic. Today we are going to be talking about Mana Vault. Shout out to our sponsors, Card Conduit. That's where we sell our cards. Card Conduit is a great spot to sell your MTG singles that have been piling up. You can also see TCG Player right here. That is a great spot to go and buy your cards. Maybe not this particular card right now that we're about to talk about, but that is a great spot to go to pick up your singles. Also Dragon Shield for protecting your cards. MTG Stocks for charting the price of your cards and making educated buys, Moxfield for organizing, and then finally we do have a fun drip stream that is going to be this Saturday if you want to come hang out. We are giving away 36 packs of Collector Booster Thunder Junction. So if you want to get a Thunder Junction Collector Booster, come hang out in that stream. Just enter every single giveaway and you're probably going to have a pretty good chance. You can find links to the description of all of our sponsors, whether you are selling cards, buying cards. We have promo codes for Dragon Shield and for Card Conduit, and then also you can find all of the stuff about drip in the description of the video as well if you want to come check out that stream this Saturday. We're over here on TCG Player. Shout out to our sponsor TCG Player, like I just said. This popped up in our Discord, but YZ Steve over here pulling the Mana Vault, and what this means is that these products are starting to ship. So what happened with Secret Lair is now they are in this model where they are having limited stock. There are some pros and cons to this. The pros are that they most likely have it all ready to go, which is why people are getting it so quickly after ordering it. The cons are people that don't have the money ready to go are missing out. And it all started down here with this little one, Artist Series Ravina Kai Foil Edition. So this one sells out day one. I think you had that first day, you would have had plenty of time. But then by the next day, this is sold out. Has a really neat treatment. These cards look pretty cool, and the foil edition on these is going to pop. You got stuff like Aether Vial, Arcane Signet, pretty sweet. Sword of the Animist. This is a card that equipment decks love, being able to tutor up those lands. And then you also have a commander in here, which is pretty cool. So they're all done in this tarot style. This one sells out day one. And I'll tell you, it kind of throws everybody into a little bit of a FOMO scare. I got in the second day and I got my stuff, but over the next couple days, you had the bundles start selling out, and then all of the Fallout stuff started to sell out. This one in foil lasted the longest. Winter Orb, Trinisphere, Sphere of Resistance, and Vault Boy, which is Grand Arbiter. I can tell you from a commander perspective, this one doesn't have a lot of playability, in my opinion. Winter Orb is a great card. People hate playing against it. Grand Arbiter is a extremely punishing commander. I hate playing against it. Sphere of Resistance is a pretty cool card, but it's a stacks card. And then Trinisphere is an interesting card, and this is probably the most notable. This was one of the most expensive cards, I believe, that was in this as far as secondary prices go. But this one just didn't appeal to people in a big way overall, and it's probably why it lasted the longest. So the thing is when the Ravina Kai sells out, then what happens is you can no longer sell the foil bundle because that is gone. So now the foil bundle that has the Ravina Kai stuff in it can't be sold. And the same thing goes for all the other Secret Lairs. Any of them that are included in the bundle, if that one is sold out, that bundle is no longer available. And it is worth noting that there was a promo, which was the Ignoble Hierarch that you would get if you did order one of the bundles. All of that kind of culminated to people just kind of buy all of this in a frenzy, and we have what I'm guessing is going to be a very successful thing. At this point, there are only two things left, or actually four things. You have the Diabolical Dioramas foil and non-foil, and then the Artist Series Phoebe Wall foil and non-foil. This still has 4 days left, but that's kind of like what happened there is the first one sold out really quickly, and then people started FOMOing over Fallout stuff, and then all of the other stuff sells out, and now we are where we are. So fast forward to Steve here. In the market, we like to say congrats, fuck you, Steve. But honestly, this is really, really freaking cool, and congrats to Steve. I'm honestly super stoked. I'm sure all of you are wondering, what is the price of this thing? What is this thing going for? Well, let's go on over to eBay, and you can kind of look at some of the active listings. We are looking at MTG Mana Vault Fallout, and you can see people are starting to get theirs on here. Everybody is undercutting each other. Buy it now, price plus shipping lowest first. And I'm sure all of you are wondering, well, do I need to FOMO and buy this? I'm going to tell you absolutely not. I would not be buying at this price. These are people that are getting in quickly. I got my shipping notification yesterday, so most people don't already have this product in hand, which means a lot of these are going to be hitting the market. And when a lot of them hit the market, what happens? The price goes down. These are people that, in my opinion, are super smart. They're getting in while the getting is good, and they're locking in the gains while the card is super scarce before it's made it into the hands of the masses. I would love to see like a channel opening 100 Fallout Secret Lairs, and we get a really good sample size of how many mana vaults are pulled. I think that would be really cool, although anecdotal. You would need to open, you know, thousands of these to really get a good idea of how often it's going to be appearing. I did get a couple of the bundles and then extras of a couple of the Fallout layers, so I ended with 9 total Fallout Secret Lair products to open. As far as individual layers, I do want to get a Mana Vault, but that said, if I miss out on it, I'm not going to be super upset. That's just how this goes. There is something to be said about TC, or about Secret Lair kind of entering into this, and it's not the first time that we've seen it. We saw it with Viscera Seer and Persistent Petitioners and all of the secret cards that aren't just like the bulk secret card. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, each Secret Lair product comes with a secret card. So in addition to the cards that you know you're getting, once you open and you get into the product, you're going to notice that there is a secret card in there that you weren't expecting. This one, it can be a Wastes, it can be a Codex Shredder, and it can also be a Mana Vault. Mana Vault being the big premium hit. Fallout has all of these different vaults in its lore. Each of them have different experiments going on, and this Mana Vault is from Vault 13. So for people that are super into Fallout, and for Magic players that just like blingin' swag kind of stuff, this is going to be a very popular card. It's also a very sweaty popular mana rock as well that allows players to really get ahead in certain situations. But Mana Vault and Fallout is a really nice pairing. Like I was saying before I got absolutely sidetracked by my own tangent, this is not the first time that we've seen a secret card or this loot box kind of thing that's going on with Secret Lair products. However, this one is a big one because this is a very good card that appears. It's way different than something like a Viscera Seer, even though the Viscera Seer is serialized and extremely rare and much more expensive. This is a card that's highly playable. Viscera Seer, I know as well, very good, very playable card, but this is a big chase hit in a Universes Beyond crossover IP, which is a pretty big deal. So where's the price gonna go? Well, right now, since there aren't a ton of people that are opening, it's hard to tell, but I do believe it will be much lower than this. There are some completed items here, which I want to show off. We did have one sell on April 23rd, which as of the filming of this video is yesterday. And then one sold, or actually both were yesterday. One was a best offer accepted, and then we had one sell at 700. Now let's go over here to our sponsor, TCG Player, and we're going to talk about this. I did see one listed here earlier. As of the filming of this video, 2 are listed over here on TCG Player. So let's go back here to Steve's poll. Again, big grats to Steve. Where do I see the price of this card going? Well, I'm thinking that it's probably going to be around 300 to 400. It really has to do with how many of these hit the market. If I had to guess, they're not trying to make it like an extremely rare thing. I would imagine they want to make a lot of these and get a good bit of them on the market. I'm going to guess maybe 1 in 10. It's a complete shot in the dark guess. I have no idea if that's right. In the past, if you saw in our videos in the past with Secret Lair products, when I would FOMO on them early on, I did buy a bunch of the Theros Stargazing Volume 2 to try to get the Stained Glass Narset. This caused me to start to monitor the card prices of these Stained Glass Planeswalkers. Those of you who are OGs of the channel that were there when I used to FOMO heavily over stained glass planeswalkers, you probably knew that I was buying the Theros Stargazing Volume 2, which was the Thassa layer. Everybody flocked to Reddit and they realized, oh, the stained glass planeswalkers are based on the god's color identity of the Secret Lair you're buying. So the ones with blue have a chance for stained glass Narset. Let's see if we can find the Narset price. Yeah, there's Bolus. Geez, even Bolus is extremely cheap. The Jace is $19.99, so that's good. And there's the Narset 36. At the time, the Narset was like between 100 and 120. A lot of these stained glass cards, they bottomed out. You can even see Nissa. So I was opening stuff, as I was opening these blue ones, I was opening stuff like Teferi. I didn't actually open the Narset. I had to buy it straight up, which most of the time is the way to go with Magic cards, as I'm sure you know. But stuff like Kasmina was opened, Ral, Saheeli. Geez, Saheeli is a 75-cent card. Market price $1.52 for stained glass Saheeli. And this is probably why Wizards of the Coast moved away from this. They want their secret cards in the Secret Lair product to actually be a big deal. I can't believe we're talking about stuff that goes all the way back to War of the Spark. I remember when these were actually, when these were spoiled. It's been a long time at this point that we've been going down through the variant era. I could talk forever on this, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out there on this. As we see cards like this that have bottomed out, that we used to think are super special, I'm not going to say that this Mana Vault right here that everybody is selling for 1,700 is going to go to $0 or $1 or anything like what we're talking about here. Take into account Mana Vault's actual price. You know, if we go in here, MTG Mana Vault, and we go price plus shipping lowest first, and we could see Mana Vault like 35. I would never see that card go into 35 or even close. I don't think it will dip below 100. I don't even think it will get as low as 200. But I will say, as someone who's been collecting for a very long time, someone who has FOMO'd out over stuff like these stained glass planeswalkers, I don't think I'm going to be paying these big prices for Mana Vault. So here we are, April 24th. You can see the price right up there, $14.99. That is what we have listed on TCG Player. We already have somebody. Oh, it looks like somebody went ahead and got that foil one for 1,000 off TCG Player as we were making this video. Absolutely wild. I'm not even seeing that listing anymore. So someone grabbed the lightly played for 1K as we were filming a video that's literally only been going for 20 minutes. So pretty freaking crazy, man. I'm going to tell you that is a pretty risky business for me. I like low risk, and for me, I see this as super high risk. For anybody who is buying out there, you know, be careful. Know your risk. Know what you're willing to lose. For me, I'm going to wait until a bunch of these Fallout products make it to the masses and people start opening this in a big way. Shout out to Steve again. Big congrats. I love that for you. Shout out to Travis getting in with the Salt post, saying everything that I want to say but didn't, and you encapsulated it so perfectly. I think that this was a really good tweet and I appreciate it. But all joking aside, this is honestly awesome for the people that are pulling it. It's really cool to buy something for 30 or 40 bucks and get a big payday. I always, not financial advice, believe in moving things into the hype. Wait until it hits the market. I do think you'll be able to buy this card at like 300 or 400 bucks, maybe less. Go ahead and mark this post, save it, clip it, and in the future, if I'm wrong, I will absolutely be like, man, I was totally wrong about that card. The IP crossover, the way that Secret Lair is structured now, being a limited stock, there are some factors that go into this that can really be an X factor. So it can go either way, but this price is just super high risk, and I think we're going lower. And in this spot, we'll do Kramer, sell. Big shout out to all of our patrons at the enthusiast level. All of you get to enjoy a beautiful weekly video, and our last week's video was really cool. We talked about buy listing while we were at Command Fest San Francisco. Shout out to Laughing Dragon. That was a really good time. And shout out to Mitch. And we had a really good conversation with someone about buy listing for a while. That video is over on Patreon if you want to check that out. Until next time, I will see you on the flippity. Goodbye.